Welcome back, everybody. Wilde Willy here for episode 13 of my Spirit Storm Summoner Let's Play series in the Elden Ring Convergence Mod. You're probably wondering, hey Willy, why do you do that back step and roll every time we see you at the start of a new episode? Well, my OBS commands are linked to Shift plus S for start. And apparently that has some gameplay implications as well. I play with a controller, an Xbox controller, but every time I start a video, unless I'm resting at a site of grace, my poor character is going to do a little dance for everybody. So to recap where we're at, the last 4 episodes were our assault on Stormvale Castle. We went through and first tried Godric the Grafted, cleared the castle, found the imbued stone sword key to open up the gate from the 4 belfries over to Baramazula, and we are still way under leveled to be poking around in Farum. Only level 66, 35 vigor. This is a caster build, so 26 intelligence and 26 faith. If you look at raw stats, we're getting 5 int and faith from our armor set, the mausoleum set with the Stormcaller starter armor helm, because the mausoleum set has no head, so only 3 pieces. And we have a talisman that gives us +3 int and +3 faith, so my base stats are here. I've got my 35 vigor. I'd like to push that up to 40. And then, you know, I feel like I have enough strength and dex. I'm going to be pushing everything else. This is a very stat-hungry build. It could actually use everything but arcane. So I want to be working on getting my vigor up and then pumping points into int and faith so that I can get my next round of spells. And my... then, you know, we'll be pumping more endurance and mind after that. So, we did pick up a new weapon. We have the Zephyr Blade, which is a Stormcaller weapon. It is a curved sword. So, curved sword moveset. Nice little Ash of War there. Little iframe dodge or dash forward, and then the slash. But the really cool thing about this weapon, and you know this happens with a lot of its DLC weapons too, is if I two-hand, hey, look at that, we got the two-handed moveset, and I only need to upgrade 1 weapon. That becomes a double, you know, dash and slash with the weapon art. So we are going to be rocking those for a little bit. This episode, we're going to be attacking the new Castle Morne to the south in Weeping Peninsula, aka Australia. We have our Prince of Death staff at +7, so that's our highest catalyst. Right now, for the Stormcaller incantations that we're using, or spells, you know, they're not offensive at this point. In terms of, you know, like I'm not really trying to do damage with them. I have a couple of buffs and spells that I'm going to be working with. And then I just have the War Surgeon Seal because it weighs nothing and it allows me to, you know, cast the, you know, kind of basic equivalent of Flame Cleanse Me. But it does require 18 faith, which is fine for this build. And then there's a basic vitality spell that gives you HP regen over time. For talismans, I've also got the Taker's Cameo. When I kill enemies, I'm getting HP, FP, and stamina back, which is nice especially nice for a caster build. You know, just getting a little bit of healing as we go through and kill basic enemies. Then I have the Erdtree's Favor. HP, stamina, a little bit more equip load. This is the talisman I was referring to that's giving us 3 more int and faith, the Midnight Heirloom. It's an heirloom talisman. And then, of course, we're just rocking the Gold Scarab right now so that I can, you know, level up faster. Because, like I said, more lower leveled. So we're going to be rocking this weapon and kind of our staff for this run. We do have the Ranker Touch Fist weapon as kind of a backup. If the Zephyr Blades can't handle something, I'm going to switch to that. But anyway, enough of me yapping for 5 minutes. My God, I'm sorry. Most boring video entry ever. We are going to be coming down here and starting to attack Castle Morne. Now, they modified this in earlier iterations of the Convergence mod. But you will note, and I have a mark out here somewhere, let me get rid of that. There is something I want to mark on the map. As you come in, unless you're in for a very exciting time, I think it might be along over here. I believe it's this tower over here. But just to show real quick as we come in. Yeah, this isn't the old Castle Morne. There's an entire outer area that we have to fight through. And it's not on the map. Like, that mark is, I believe, up there, and that's not where we need to be. I'll show you in a bit. So there's a site of grace that we'll just run in here and grab real quick, and then we're gonna head over there to that tower. Once again, it's not on the map marker. Let me run in here and just grab this. Yeah, so let me get rid of this mark. We're basically like heading over here somewhere. And there's a golem that you want to take out. The reason for that is there is a section of the castle, which we will come to, where let's try to pull out our new weapon, where we will be doing some outside kind of traversing and platforming. And if we do not kill this golem, he will be shooting great arrows. You can kind of see it out there, like those platforms, like right above where my head is. You're going to be up and working your way around there, and the golem will shoot at you. And it is very scary. It's not something at all that you want. And this is also scary because that's in my way. And yeah, hopefully I won't die. Yeah, I'm gonna die. So note to the devs, move that banner, please. Unless that's supposed to be part of the challenge. Let's try again. You guys can all laugh along. Laugh, cry, whatever. I'll be crying, you can laugh. There might be more than one gravity episode deaths in each of these episodes. There are a lot of, little tricky gaps like that. That one wasn't especially hard, but... Alright, so let's get lined up. And I died again. Anyway, let me do this run back, and I'm gonna pause the video and do the run back, and then we'll resume. All right, so we're back. I just needed to not have people watching me. So we got this guy. He will actually drop down. He will actually drop down. Got the dagger. I'm just gonna pump damage. That's another thing too. Like, I'm not used to this weapon. Another little sneaky part where you can die to gravity. Another tapestry in the way, but we're just climbing a ladder this time. So I switched to the Rancor Fists. Just for comfort. Just want to get this done. That right above my head is a new Frenzy boss. He's a side boss. If you're doing a Frenzy Flame build-up, you definitely want to beat him. He's got some of your, like, your next level spells. Alright, so this guy's here. Same deal with the golems. 2 charged heads should stagger. And I knocked him off, so there's the golem great bow and great arrows. That's a guaranteed drop. You're doing a bow build. And now, like, this outdoor area, whenever we're out there up traversing around, this guy won't be, you know, chucking arrows at you the whole time, shooting great arrows. So we can get rid of that. It's good to know where that mark should be for future episodes. And let's come back over here to the Grace. Let me switch back to my other weapon, and we will proceed. So actually gonna go ahead and pull out my boy. We are walking the Titan Sellsword as our summons. There is a summons I want to get in a later episode in Fort Ferrith, but not yet. All right, so that's our ranged attack. And then, you know, we're gonna have to proceed through the zone. There is that doorway there. There's this area over here. That guy's gonna walk into my stuff. So lots of frenzy stuff going on here. Down. Got another one. Yeah, don't bother. Is that gonna call some people in? Or what? What are we doing here? Large smithing stone, 2 of them. Again, a recap for you people who are just joining me. You need 6 regular smithing stones per level. You need 6 large smithing stones per level. You'll see I'm like basically 1 for 1 getting my stuff back if I kill something. I can refill my flask by killing you. All right, what do we got over here? So I want to lock onto you. I'm going to do my big area spell. Should be an explosion. Should kind of do big damage to you and hopefully chip damage to everybody else. Where is my... Yeah, get him. Ha! He goes. Now you want to come join the party. All right, so let's try these out. That's Flame of Frenzy that they're doing. 2 regular smithing stones. So let's go up here on the rooftop. Just check down real quick. And this, well, no. Not quite. I was gonna say this will take us, just take this back around. There's no loot. Why did you make me come up here? And there's nothing back here. All right, so we're just gonna run that little loop again to confirm that there's nothing there. Because the only other pathway... There's a little piece of loot back here I can grab. Frenzy bow and arrows. There is a talisman if you want to try out a bow build or part of a bow build. That, you know, any arrow you have equipped, if you have that talisman on, you don't use any arrows. Oh, I think I might have to jump over to there is what they want me to do. Let's see if we can get up there. No. Can I jump up on there? I should be able to do that. Jumping right over it. Alright, this might take a second. Alright, we can't do that. Alright, well, we're just gonna proceed. Come up here, find that hole in the wall again, and continue. That's where we got that loot. So this is the path where, oh, and that did damage to me. Lovely. We got another one of these frenzy things. Large chicken stone. Let me see if I can get some of my health back. Eye of your log. All the crafting menus are open from the beginning of the game. You craft anything you have materials for. Maybe you drop out of the castle later on to get that. Then you get up there. Not letting me jump on there. Running attack. I like that. That comes out quick. Let's see what it does to Shield Bro. Oh, Shield Bro's down, but quick 1-2 combo on him. We got a bunch of people coming now. We'll see reinforcements. You do. So that was the weapon art. Trying that out. More Eye of the Log. And this is one thing I love about the Kaiden Sellsword. We started the game with Lutel the Headless, and Lutel is just not nearly aggressive enough for me. My Kaiden Sellsword bro, he does a really good job of getting aggro. All right, so we have not been through here because there's loot. And this just loops us back around. Anything tucked back there? No. Any visible way to get up there? Not yet. I gotta stop doing that. And this should be like fairly linear pathing through the zone. We got that loot. Got that, got that, got that. And where are we relative to our grace? Oh, we need to work our way down to the beach. And that'll clear this half of the zone. so that's down here. That tattered banner, if I were to reverse back on myself, that would take me up to the frenzy boss. And that's where our golem friend was, and that's where our troll friend was. I know there's one piece of loot out here that we can grab. And then there's one... I thought that was a loot. There's one out here on the end of the docks. So let's just grab that. Reminder that this is deep water all around you, so you do not want to get yeeted off. All right, so that's just a basic somber stone. That will get us +1, +2, +3. And then just to show, like, here's my Ancient Death's Rancor. I'll, like, summon up a guy in the middle and just throw these out. These should do some, like, good area damage. And I should be able to regen a lot of my SP from killing these guys. And our sellsword, I think, is like +4, so he's pretty tanky. All right, now for giggles, let's pull this out. Don't want any of you grabbing me. No grabbing. One lap. And as you can see, like, these guys just really aren't even worth it. From a rune standpoint, they drop pretty much nothing. Only one and a frenzy stone. More than you can summon out when you get that loot, and I got grabbed. This is why I desperately need more vigor. And they were giving me frenzy. So anyway, that's just the route up to the boss. So that's like the path of progression from that right-hand side of the path. Let's go over here, make it morning, and we will take the left-hand side of the path and, you know, get into the castle proper, and that's probably where we're gonna wrap up. So we went up, and I got the debuff. I gotta redo my thing, get me my stuff back, and we'll rally him. So we went over that way. The knight respawns. That's good to know. And I can do this to get my HP back, and my FP should slowly regen. Put my Zephyr blades back on, and now we will continue on the left side path. All right, so we're gonna go have a bunch of misbegottens over here. He's just chilling. I'm like, what are you doing? Smithing stone, 2 of them. Get around to you. What are you doing? Yeah, come on along. Hit you with a debuff. Let's continue to hit damage over time. Because now you're just going to be up. Let's see how long this takes to kill you. Alright, so you're dead. So that's nice. That's just like a little bit of chip damage. Throw it on out. They start taking 12 points per second. I'm just going to murder you with my weapon art on my Rancor touch. Oh, bang. And anytime, like, trying to do a running head. think that's like Barbaric Roar. Weapon art go up. Weapon art goes straight. Weapon art will one shot. If I ever have trouble, I'm just whipping that out. Is there loot here? There is. Golden Room 4, that was the dude we saw through there. Get that loot. He's just hanging out. Alright, got a perfumer up ahead. And a page. Rune arc. I don't want to be locked on. Damn it, game. Let's see if you want to be locked on to that. Alright, you go distract him. Cranker pot. Hope we got another perfumer. I feel like here I should be able to get up. Yep. Piece of loot there. The clarifying bolus. Nice pickup for our madness guy. These are all the people that I murdered earlier. He's stuck on a tombstone. Alright, is this just a side area? Yep, we're blocked that way. It's a little area tucked away off to the side. I want to say progress. Alright, and those are not doors. I felt like I was supposed to go that way. Now, there's somebody. And that's the path to the right that I was thinking of. Gotta do the jumping attack more with this. That takes us up the tower. How we doing on time? Let's go ahead and tackle this. I do want to like climb up and climb back down because I don't want to reset all the enemies in the zone, and we haven't gotten to another grace yet. So this episode might be a little longer than I try to keep it at 30 minutes typically. I know this just has some loot at the top. Don't think anything's down here. We'll run down and confirm. Okay, so nothing. So what I think I'll do is, like, when I get to the top and find the loot, I'm just going to pause the video, pause my recording, and head back down there to the base of that tree. Because I know what's at that chalice. There's a perfumer weapon that you have to get, like, 5 parts for, and that's the part in this zone. In my very early setup episode, I think it was like episode 2 or 3 of this Let's Play, we found the one that gives us the map. Whichever one you find first, it gives you the map to find the other ones. And there's just a couple of Sombers and the Phalanx Pike. Okay, don't think that's one of ours. Anyway, like I said, let me pause and I will meet you guys back down at that tree. All right, so we're back, everyone. Went up, climbed all the way up to the top, got a pike, climbed back down. Let's see what we picked up. The Phalanx Pike, Pikeman's Flourish. Don't have the strength to use it properly. I would want to get another point in strength. A long hunting spear adapted for war, ideal for use in singular capacity or paired with a shield. The head of the spear was forged before the shattering and a tradition lost to present day, but was fitted on a shaft and frequently used by the woodmen of Limgrave. Unique skill, Pikeman's Flourish. Twirl the spear to ready yourself for battle, causing an effect that increases stamina recovery for 20 seconds. While active, your heavy attacks will use different techniques. Follow up with a heavy attack to perform a charging rush that finishes with a spinning slash. Okay, could be cool. Don't think that's one of the weapons for this build. So anyway, we're gonna whoop, and there's a page. We're gonna proceed straight into a page. Feel like there should be a perfumer up here. Nope, it was just a page. So this is what I was talking about. The broken perfumer sensor. When you get like all 5 or 6 pieces, I forget how many there are, you take it to Hugh at the round table and he will reforge it. So that was the weapon art. Killed them both. Get my stamina back. Lovely. Grab up the roa fruit. Feels like we're having pathing issues. Pathing issues with you. That'll happen sometimes in the Convergence mod. You know, not the end of the world, but be aware that, you know, sometimes they will not path correctly. Nothing up there. That's where we came from, so we want to proceed along over here. We're getting close to the castle entrance. We'll wrap up there. We got another perfumer up ahead. Another page. One shot you. Didn't quite one shot you, but now you're dead. Now you're dead. I know who I'm going for. Perfumer tried to make me pay for it. It's like, how dare you ignore me and prioritize the guy with the triple exploding bolt crossbow over me and my perfume flamethrower thingy. All right, so here there's definitely a rooftop section because I see the loot up there. Don't remember if we get to it over here or not. Not there. All right, so let's just proceed along. Got a rat. Got a dead rat. Got 2 rats. Dead rats. And here's our rooftop. Rooftop route. So, got another page. You're dead. I feel like there was some loot out here somewhere. All right, so that's a dead end. Here and look around. I'd have to hop across to one of these other rooftops. I don't think we can make that, but that should take us into our grace. Oh, it might be over here. Yep, I was gonna say, I don't want to drop all the way down. Okay, so large somber, that's nice. I think that like takes us to large somber. I want to say takes us to +5, and then colossal was like +7 or the next one up. Okay, and this is a shortcut, I believe, that takes us back to our original site of grace. So if you want to kind of speed run before you do that left-hand side where the optional frenzy boss is, you would, or right-hand side, you would go clear the left-hand side first. And then this just takes you up here. And they did put a grace in here. This doorway, by the way, if you go through the Morne tunnel, which we've never had a reason to do unless you wanted to go get the Rusted Anchor for a Rusted Anchor playthrough. I think the Scaly Misbegotten in the Morne tunnel drops the Rusty Anchor. And in that boss room, again, if you like don't go back to the entrance of the dungeon, there's a new doorway. You proceed through the doorway and that brings you here. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here, and I will pick it up in the next episode. We can Castle Morne proper.